In your next job, will you take AI with you, or will you have to use the company's AI? And why does it matter? When Mark Zuckerberg was talking about giving everyone personal superintelligence, this is what came to mind. As we use AI more, depending on the model or the tools, some of them are remembering the questions we ask, the outputs, the tasks, and the answers. The memory on these tools or models are rudimentary for now, but they are improving. For example, I heavily use ChatGPT and Claude for a lot of our client work. Specifically with ChatGPT, when I'm working on a client project or developing a strategy, I would reference another project or another way we've solved a specific problem from a different client. I would ask ChatGPT if there's any similarities with the problem and if there's any similar solutions that we could reach. I love how ChatGPT would reference some of these past conversations in the threads and also use the connectors to connect to Google Drive or SharePoint to extract some of the documents that we've worked on. All this growing context and memory, while still rudimentary and still subject to some flaws, it's great when I'm working on a variety of business issues for a variety of clients. And I'm sure this will be the case with AI agents as we deploy them more and ask them to do more tasks. If I ever decide to work for another company again, I would expect that business to not only want to hire me, but also have access to my AI because of the experience and the context with all the client work we've done. The same thing if I was hiring employees, I would want to not only access the person, but also have them access their AI because of the experience and the context they've worked on. It just wouldn't make any sense to have that person start from scratch with a company AI when it's like a blank slate versus somebody who has so much context and experience. And also some baggage that comes with it. And you better believe I'm adding this to my list of negotiated items if I decide to ever work for business again. However, let's reverse this. If a company does require you to use their AI systems while working for them, what happens when you move on? Does all the context and experience that AI system working with you, is that remaining intact? Or is it a blank slate for the person replacing you? I would suspect the company would want to keep all that, especially if you're a high performer and you've completed some amazing tasks or even invented or created new things for the company. Also from the employee side, how much of the work, experience, and context they've worked with your AI, how much of that can they bring to their new employer? Because I'm sure their employer would not, again, just not want access to them, but also access to the context and experience their work with their AI systems. And then how would you be able to get this if the company you're working for only allowed you to use their AI systems, not yours? And then what happens if Zuckerberg and Meta actually provide everyone with personal superintelligence? How would that work and play with different companies? And I wouldn't even know where to begin about data protection, privacy, security, and how that would even work. And that's why I don't envy any IT professionals or even HR professionals in terms of if people are bringing AI systems in, using AI for the company, a hybrid approach, and everything that comes along with it. But it is important to start thinking about this because we have to understand how will we bring our experience and our knowledge and our AI agents with us for our next role. What do you think?